Welcome to another episode of Strategic Minds Making Money Moves, where we give those strategies to do what? Make that green. I am so happy to welcome Zenith Houston, and I know that you're going to get a lot out of this segment. I'm looking forward to it. Welcome, Zenith.
Thank you. It's great to be here.
Oh, it's great to have you. Would you share with the audience a little bit about your business?
Yes, so during the pandemic, my business partner, co-founder, and I created ZMBK App. It started out as Cooking with ZMBK, but we evolved into our new name of ZMBK App, and we are a food and lifestyle brand that primarily teaches people how to cook, no pressure cooking, in a plant-based as well as nutritional based. So we make the same meal and we show you how to make it both ways.
Oh, wow. Okay. All right. And so you started this during the pandemic?
We did. It was started primarily from a challenge from, I love to cook. I have a passion of cooking. And I would take pictures and lunch and make different meals. And my friend said, you should go live every day at 5:30 and show people what you're cooking. And I'm like, that's not sustainable. So connected with my business partner, Blythe, and said, hey, how would you like to join me and show people how to make the plant-based version of meals that they enjoy while they may be trying to transition to a plant-based lifestyle?
Wow. Wow. Have you been able to get a lot of customers? Did you just start to do this just to have followers? Or what are you looking to really do?
So it really started as a passion project. We would go twice a month on Sundays, whether it's brunch or dinner, and we would cook for about an hour and just go live on Instagram. And so we would have our friends and family to join. And of course, people picked it up after we posted it. And so our views continued in that vein. And so with the followers, we decided, okay, we may need to invest in this. And we were getting a lot of traction. People saying, oh, this is great. It's unique. No one's really doing this. You all should be ready for a TV show at some point. So we're in that point. We both work full time. And so how do we grow this business?
Okay. So, it's really interesting because businesses can grow in multiple ways, as you know, and you can also make business on Instagram. Mm-hmm. There's ways to make money on Instagram. Don't let anybody tell you that they didn't, because influencers are out there making buku money, right? They're not working jobs. They're making buku money off being influencers. And I think that, it's always a starting ground. So I think there's a couple of things that we have to think about. Okay, you have a permanent job and you're not at the point yet where you're ready to leave a permanent job to start this and go full steam yet, right? You're trying to get ready for that, but you're not there yet. So while you're using Instagram and you're moving forward, you begin to build Instagram where you're making money off of it. Become an influencer, get your followers, because you can get sponsors, you can get ad money, you can get a lot off of Instagram in terms of helping to build some of that base as you're moving forward, right? But, and it will also give you, now that, especially with Instagram as you're doing videos, it will also give you a video portfolio. So when we start talking about broadcasts, when we start talking about getting on air, right, there's many, many different forms of getting on air. You can be on digital streaming. You can be on a national network. You be on a Food Network. Let's just think big, right?
Yes.
We're going to get on the Food Network.
Exactly.
Right? Let's just think big. But the point is that in order to be able to do that, they have to see enough of a portfolio that says, oh, this is interesting. We want to invest in this. Yes, we would like to have you on our airways. We want your products, whatever that may be, whatever that happens to look like. And so it becomes really important that if that's your goal, if your North Star is to get on to a broadcast network. If your North Star is to say, look, we do want to be on television or cable or on a streaming network, then what's going to be king is your followers and your content.
Yes.
Right? And so now we get down to the hard part. How do I work a job and do all of this too?
Yes.
How do we fit the time in?
That is the question and opportunity.
Absolutely.
Yes.
So what I will say, Zenith, is there is no silver bullet. We all know that, right? There's only 24 hours in a day. But I know that as an entrepreneur, even when I got started, with all the pressures around us, family and all the other things, work and those kinds of things you have, it's really about how do I spend my time? Because every minute of your time is so valuable,
Correct.
right?
Yes.
And so how am I going to split that portfolio up? And so what does that portfolio look like? How do I put the right amount of time in the right pieces of the portfolio to ensure that I'm getting the maximum value out of that, so that I know I can take this business to the next level, and that I can grow it to where I ultimately want to be? And what are those stages of that? We're going to take a station break, and when we come back, we'll explore that a little bit further. We'll be right back.
Strategic Minds, Making Money Moves with Vicki Wright Hamilton focuses on helping entrepreneurs to overcome their business challenges to help increase their bottom line. Each episode provides strategies for growth and transformation. Watch Vicki share her 20-plus years of experience as a corporate executive to help entrepreneurs level up.
When I was in college, I had a college professor to tell me I would never, ever make it in technology. He told me that I needed to change my career, all because I took a test and got a D after studying so very hard. I knew at that point that I had to learn the game of life and survival. How did I do that? I really put on my game face so that they never knew what to expect, when, where, or how. See, life has all of its journeys and obstacles. We all have a story to tell, and we have many different paths that we take. My journey to this moment has not been easy. You have to play the game, play to win, and you win by wearing your game face. When we think about strategy, think about moving forward, we're always wondering and concerned, are we hitting the right target audience? Are we doing the right things to take our business forward? Don't lose sight of the fact that your talents and your passion brought you here. Those talents and passion can be contagious to those who want to hear it, who want to learn, and who want to know more. It's just important to do what? Tell our story. Tell the story that touches each and every person that you want to contribute and be a customer to your business. Address their issues, address their concerns, take care of them. It's all about making somebody what? Feel good. It's not what we do for them. It's not how we do it. It's how we make them feel. Welcome back. So, as we're talking about time, so the way I like to look at it, and this is just one perspective to consider, but I think about time as a dish. It's a circle of dish. I have a finite amount of time, right? And there's some things that I have to do that are not optional, and they take so much time that comes out of that portfolio. So if I work a regular job, I'm required to do so much in that regular job because I get a paycheck for it. Right? That's not optional. But we got kids' time, grandkids' time, we got husband's time, we got family time, we got business time. We have all these other things. And the first thing I had to recognize when I was talking about my portfolio of time and investment is that it's not going to be the same and equal for everybody all the time. So this week, my children may need me more. So I'm going to invest a little less. Next week, I'm going to put more into my business. But the point is how am I going to not only just allocate that time, but how am I using it the most efficient to get my ROI back? Right?
Right.
So today, as you all are doing things on Instagram, as you're working on Instagram, that's a value back because you can go in and get ads, you can get followers. That's money. That's revenue, right?
Right.
And that's revenue that you can put aside as you want to expand to get to a point where you can say, okay, job, I'm gone. This is full time. I want to do my passion, right?
Yes.
I want to move in what I want to do. But then there's the flip side to that, that's one piece of it. You're growing that, you're making that happen. But now you're trying to figure out, okay, I have 10 minutes here. Maybe I read something about a market. What's happening in the marketplace in the plant-based industry. Maybe there's a niche of something. Maybe it's that I'm planning a workshop that I'm going to do. What does that workshop look like? Maybe it's I'm going to write the content for an article I'm going to publish, and get out there. I will tell you that you can grow a business while you're working, as long as there's no conflict with your company. Let me make sure I say that, because some companies you can only work for them, you can't work for anybody else. But
Correct.
Provide that there's no conflict with your company, you can write articles and get them published in magazines, housekeeping, food journals, food articles. You can write articles and let people know that you exist to grow that business. And then you'll grow to a point. You can grow to a point that says, I can't work a full-time job. I've got too many other things that I'm doing that's paying my bills,
Correct.
right? And I think that your partnerships that you gain through this, wellness professionals, yoga professionals, people that are truly into plant-based, that's what they eat, sleep, and drink, vegan associations, all of these things are your target audience, right? So you're going to have to take a piece at a time and invest a piece at a time to grow that segment.
Correct.
What is your top priority?
That's a good question. To do it, I think right now our priority is, getting our followers so that we build that base as well as create content. So trying to find spaces to create content, but also with the consistency of how we're putting content up.
Do you have a marketing strategist?
We do not have a marketing strategist, but we do have kind of a kitchen cabinet that we've created of advisors, of people on that cabinet is someone who does marketing, but do we work very specifically with the marketing strategy and having marketing plan? We have not created that.
I would recommend that you do that.
Okay.
There are some great marketing strategists out there that can truly help you put a roadmap together. Because a couple of things that it does, it not only shows where you want to go and what you're doing, it gives you accountability. I'm going to be accountable for accomplishing this by this period, this by this period. This is what I want to do. This is where I want to go. And the measures and metrics will be there. How is my audience responding this week? What did they like? What are the comments I'm getting back? What are people asking? All of that data gives you a next product, a next thing you can do, a gap you can feel that people are telling you exists. And that's how we have to plan moving forward.
Got it.
Opportunity, right? A lack of creates that opportunity.
Correct.
And so when people give you a response and go, oh my God, I wish I knew how to do this in plant-based. Dun. Okay, you and your business partner, let's go do that, right? Let's go show them how to do this, right? I just think that there's lots of opportunities working with the marketing strategist to actually put that strategy together, that plan together, and then understand how you're executing against it so that you are not overworked because you need your energy to be able to do what you're doing.
Right. And that's not necessarily either one of our wheelhouses, right? So to have someone with that very specific expertise to come in.
Right. And let your ad dollars on the Instagram pay for your marketing strategies. Let them, because it can help you. You know that the strategy is going to help you grow and develop and have accountability and move forward. Right. But let the money that you're making over here help to pay for that, and as your investment be investment of time, you'll get the return on the ROI money-wise. Track my words. You will get to that revenue. The revenue will come. But the revenue can't come if the word isn't out there. And the revenue can't come if we're not filling a need that someone says I have. right? In terms of making that happen. So I commend you on the fact that you're trying to do this while working, but I do think that outsourcing some of those things, can help you at the same time.
It's a great suggestion.
Oh, no problem. We're going to take a station break, and when we come back, we'll finish conversation and see if we have a question or comment from the audience. We'll be right back.
Strategic Minds, Making Money Moves with Vicki Wright Hamilton focuses on helping entrepreneurs to overcome their business challenges to help increase their bottom line. Each episode provides strategies for growth and transformation. Watch Vicki share her 20-plus years of experience as a corporate executive to help entrepreneurs level up.
When I was in college, I had a college professor to tell me I would never, ever make it in technology. He told me that I needed to change my career, all because I took a test and got a D after studying so very hard. I knew at that point that I had to learn the game of life and survival. How did I do that? I really put on my game face so that they never knew what to expect, when, where, or how. See, life has all of its journeys and obstacles. We all have a story to tell, and we have many different paths that we take. My journey to this moment has not been easy. You have to play the game, play to win, and you win by wearing your game face. When we think about strategy, think about moving forward, we're always wondering and concerned, are we hitting the right target audience? Are we doing the right things to take our business forward? Don't lose sight of the fact that your talents and your passion brought you here. Those talents and passion can be contagious to those who want to hear it, who want to learn, and who want to know more. It's just important to do what? Tell our story. Tell the story that touches each and every person that you want to contribute and be a customer to your business. Address their issues, address their concerns, take care of them. It's all about making somebody what? Feel good. It's not what we do for them. It's not how we do it. It's how we make them feel. Welcome back. I'm really enjoying this conversation because I've been one of those that I'm in half in plant-based, right? I'll eat this plant-based, but I won't eat that plant-based. I'll eat this plant-based, I won't eat that plant-based. But, slowly I was trying to do it and ran into some challenges that I was told, no, you can't do this. I was like, okay, I won't, right? We all have different body makeups and have to work with that. But I think it's really, really important that you all decide how you want to do that investment and how you want to spend that time as you're working together and identifying what that roadmap is going to look like so that you can get the outcomes you want. Right?
Correct, yes.
Right, because you know that you want to grow it. You're just trying to figure out how much do I grow it, where do I grow it? And if the ultimate is to be on a show, we know we got to have content. So content is king.
Right.
Marketing strategy is going to help you to develop the right content so that you can keep that content as king.
Correct.
Podcast is another way, right? Doing podcasts over having conversations about plant-based food. How is plant-based food healthy? What does it do? How do you make it work? What's the different cooking things? Why are those ingredients better? There's different kinds of things you can do on podcasts. There's articles you can write. There's speaking engagements, that you can do. Working with chefs that, the schools, the schools that have the chefs that they're doing, maybe there's an opportunity for you to go and do a workshop with one of them, showing them what a workshop looks like, and be a guest at one of those schools to help them to understand what that looks like. Just continuing to follow so that you and your business become the household name that when I think about plant-based, I think about you.
Right.
In terms of moving forward. Let's see if we have a question or a comment from the audience.
My name is Cash Thompson of Cashimawo LLC. I'm a women's wellness coach, and I help women transition their nutrition, their yoga, and their fitness using mindfulness and other modalities. My question for you today is kind of twofold. First part is, what are some of your favorite meals to make plant-based? And the second part, I know you mentioned earlier that your partner is plant-based, you are not. How do you guys collaborate and decide which meals to make together, and just what strategies do you guys use for that?
Yeah, absolutely. So I'll start with the second one. So one, it's really, we start with, what are our favorite meals? So we both have kind of stories of how we came to have this passion for cooking. My business partner, Blythe, has been plant-based for a couple of years. And so she's done a lot of trial and error of trying various recipes. And so I have to be thoughtful when I'm thinking about what we're going to make. Is this something that can be plant-based, right? So when we think about, using beef as an option or meat, what would be the substitution? So we talk a lot about it. I've learned a lot of creative things about, even making crab cakes, like what takes heart of palms to create, something, or taking scallops. If I'm using scallops, she will use, hearts of palms as well. And it's a matter of her seasoning. So it's a lot of creativity in that, what really works. Sometimes is what we're feeling like. If it's fall, we want something warm. So what do we make this time? Do we make lentils? Do we make a chowder or something of that nature? Your second question, now I'm going back to your first question, which was?
Your favorite meals to make plant-based?
Gosh. Yeah, mostly like this time of year, fall and winter, is great because it's comfort food. So it's a lot of hearty food, a lot of lentils, a lot of beans, a lot of chowders. One of our highest rated shows is we did a boozy brunch. And so we kind of did cocktails, and we also did, kind of a lot of brunch breakfast food, and that was really fun to do. Yeah. You're welcome.
Thank you for your question.
Thank you.
So, it's, as you begin to talk about that, I'm sitting here thinking about, one being plant-based and one not being plant-based, and how you all have truly come together and made it as one. Have you found it to be a challenge because you were coming from a different cooking style in terms of coming together with someone who is plant-based and has been for a couple of years?
Yeah, not really. I mean, it's really, I think one, just our passion. We love to cook. We use a lot of the same types of seasoning. And so kind of talking through when we're scheduling a segment or a show, how do we want to talk about it? Like what takes a little bit more time? Who should lead in first, versus the other, so that we have time to do some of the prep stuff during the cooking show. So it's really a collaborative conversation on how we do it. So,
have you ever gone any place and offered a test tasting? I would love to be able to test plant-based versus non-plant-based and go, which one do I like more?
So it's interesting because one of the things that we are trying to do now that we're back in person, is to cook and bring in a group of about 10 to 15 people to end with it, to taste what we're preparing, but also to end that with a communal dinner and conversation. So we're scouting out locations to do that, whether in someone's home or a studio, to do just that. So,
well, make sure you record that, because that's good video footage for your marketing,
yes,
right?
Absolutely.
In terms of being able to do that, because you could definitely use those snippets. Because I'm sitting here going, there's some things that I get plant-based and I can't do this. The taste just isn't there yet. And you have to grow. It has to grow on you, right? You have to learn to love it. My family tells me all the time, a lot of the plant-based stuff I eat, they're like, how do you eat that? I was like, it's good. What are you talking about? But, you grow a taste for it.
Exactly.
Right? But being able to do comparisons and understand that taste, I think would be awesome.
Yeah.
In understanding what that looks like.
Yeah.
So can you all join me in thanking my guests today?
Thank you.
Thank you so much for joining us on another episode of Strategic Minds Making Money Moves, where we do those strategies to do what? Get that green. See you next time.